Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. At first glance, Kyle and Audra were a perfect match, smart, strategic, and equally hungry for power. When Kyle aligned himself with Audra in her ascent at Newman Media, it seemed like a win-win for both. She got his Abbott name and boardroom credibility, he got her connections and fearless execution. But ambition has a way of turning partners into enemies, especially when secrets and seductions are used as tools of war. Recently, cracks in their dynamic have widened into gaping chasms. Kyle's been growing restless under Audra's command. What began as attraction has soured into resentment. Audra, in turn, has started to view Kyle as a liability, unpredictable, emotional, and perhaps too entitled for her liking. The chessboard is set. But this isn't just a corporate battle. The stakes are now personal, dangerous, and unforgiving. Kyle's breaking point. Kyle Abbott has spent years trying to prove he's more than just Jack's son, more than a legacy. But this week, he finally starts to crack. As of July 29th, Kyle is done playing second fiddle. With Summer moving on, his family eyeing him with suspicion, and Audra pulling the strings at Newman Media, Kyle's ego is bruised, and his patience has reached its limit. In Monday's episode, Kyle takes a daring step. He begins orchestrating a secret plan to undermine Audra from within. Using insider information gleaned during their intimate relationship, Kyle starts feeding strategic leaks to a silent investor, someone who could potentially dethrone Audra if Kyle plays his cards right. But Kyle underestimates two things. Audra's ruthless intellect, she's always 2 moves ahead. The price of betrayal, and how far Audra will go to exact revenge. Kyle thinks he's playing a clever game. But this is Genoa City. There are no safe moves here. Audra Unleashed. Audra Charles isn't just another ambitious executive. She's a survivor, a master manipulator, and a woman who knows how to turn enemies into footnotes. On July 29th, we'll see a chilling transformation. Audra is done pretending. Once she gets wind that Kyle is scheming behind her back, Audra switches into high gear. Expect a tense confrontation, one that starts with veiled threats and ends with chilling clarity. Kyle is no longer her ally. He's her target. Audra begins gathering evidence of Kyle's sabotage. And she's not afraid to use it. If Kyle thinks he can outmaneuver her with charm and cleverness, he's about to learn the hard way. Audra doesn't just retaliate. She obliterates. The Newman Media fallout. The Kyle-Audra feud is about to cause collateral damage across the board. Newman Media's reputation is already on shaky ground, and Victoria Newman is watching everything with growing concern. On July 29th, Victoria confronts Audra about the tension in her ranks. Will Audra tell her the truth, that Kyle is staging a coup, or spin another web of deceit? Meanwhile, Victor Newman begins to sniff out the weakness in his empire. And we all know what happens when Victor senses betrayal. Heads roll. And this time, it may not just be Kyle's. Victoria and Victor both must decide, protect Audra, back Kyle, or clean house completely. Bomb. Personal fallout. Jack, Summer, and the ghosts of loyalty. Jack Abbott is no fool. He's seen Kyle spiral before, but this time feels different. On July 29th, Jack gets wind of Kyle's shady business dealings and tries to step in, not as a CEO, but as a father. In an emotional scene, Jack pleads with his son to walk away from the brink before he burns every bridge, but Kyle, fueled by bitterness and desperation, isn't listening. He feels betrayed by his father's approval of Diane, by Summer's rejection, and by Audra's manipulation. In his mind, he's not the villain. He's the victim finally taking control. As for Summer, her recent reconnection with Chancellor is complicating things further. Kyle catches wind of their growing closeness and begins lashing out, bringing personal grievances into the boardroom. His behavior turns erratic, even dangerous, leading some to wonder if Kyle is truly okay, or unraveling before everyone's eyes. Performing arts schemes, seduction, and sabotage, the heart of the battle. What makes this storyline explosive isn't just the corporate backstabbing. It's the emotional layers. Kyle feels used, professionally and personally. Audra feels betrayed, and she's never been one to forgive. Jack feels helpless, watching his son self-destruct. Victoria feels conflicted, can she trust either of them? As July 29th unfolds, we'll witness scenes where truths are weaponized, trust is shattered, and both Kyle and Audra show just how far they're willing to go to win, or at least, to make sure the other loses. Audra may use seduction as a weapon, drawing in a new ally to make Kyle jealous or to bait him into another mistake. Kyle may retaliate with a shocking boardroom exposé, one that could damage Newman Media's value overnight, but in this dangerous tango, both players may end up falling. Detective the wild cards, Tucker and Nate re-enter the ring. We're hearing whispers that other power players may soon insert themselves into the fray. Tucker McCall, still wounded from his ousting, might see Kyle's rebellion as an opportunity. He's been known to bankroll chaos before, and Nate Hastings, who's recently returned to Genoa City, may also be drawn into the drama. With his medical ethics behind him and a sharp business mind evolving, Nate might be the exact leverage either Audra or Kyle needs. Could one of them tip the scale? And if so, at what cost? Coffin is someone going down for good. Here's the most haunting question of all. Could this power struggle lead to someone's permanent downfall, or even death? Y&R has been slowly edging toward a darker tone this summer. And power struggles like this don't always end with firings. They can end in criminal charges, mental breakdowns, even tragic accidents. A cryptic teaser from production insiders suggests that one of the show's main players won't survive August intact. Could this be foreshadowing Kyle's ruin? Audra's exile? Or something much more shocking, like someone ending up behind bars or 6 feet under? By the time the credits roll on July 29th, viewers won't be left with clean answers. Instead, we'll be handed chaos, deception, and just enough twists to keep us glued to the screen. Kyle and Audra's power struggle is no longer about business. It's a war of egos, passion, and betrayal. It's a reminder that in Genoa City, ambition is a double-edged sword, and sometimes, the people who climb the highest fall the hardest.